Hey bookworms, we are gonna do the garden path that Mary is I don't know. I'm just trying to think if we want this to be the one that she runs around or the one going into the new garden. We'll say it's the new secret garden path. Okay. So, let me I don't know what I did. Oh, there's my pencil. Okay. So I've already traced most of it on here. I wanted to show you. I taped it towards the top and taped it down like there. And then that's all I'm going to do for now, I think. And I'm going to put some of the detail in. I'm going to keep my tracer to the side here. I didn't want to put all the little lines in. I feel like that would have been taking me forever. And then it's almost easier just to put these in. And then my plan was, I'm trying to decide, I think what I want to do, excuse me, I have like a cold, is do like a color wash over a lot of this, and then ink in more detail at the end after I do my watercolor. And then I actually am going to do something similar to what I did with my sticker on one of the watering can. I'm going to use my sticker with this. So I have my sticker with her walking through the doors, and I'm going to do something with it down here. And I've got sort of like a backing color. I'm going to put, I don't know, we'll see if it works out. So that's my plan right now. So I've just got like a yellow craft paper, like textured paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get going with some of my watercolor. I'm just trying to clean up some of these marks too. Like I said, I still have my tracer there to the side. I'm going to use that to sort of decide how I want to put more of my detail in. Sorry, my throat. I'm like losing my voice as I speak. All right, so I've got my water pen here. And I'm going to start with, I'm going to do greens and maybe some browns and yellows. So I'm going to start with like an army green. And I'm just going to do like a lot of colors mixed together is my plan. And then I'm going to go grab some yellow. Notice I'm not washing my brush in between. I want them all to sort of melt together. Excuse me. Sorry. Alright, I'm going to pick up more of my green. Squeezing out a little bit of water so it's a little more. And then I'm going to wipe my brush off on my paper towel. Actually, I'll do the paper towel. And then I'm going to do some light blue for the sky. You can see I'm sort of jumping around, so that way I leave some white spots. We're going to say those are clouds. All right. And then to the side here on our tracer, we have more brick wall. I'm going to do that too. I want to add a little more green, I think, along the path and stuff too. Let's see. I'm going to go with a darker and just make sort of shapes. You can see I'm sort of going over the path a little. Okay, I like that. And then I'm going to use that same darker green for some of these leaves. Like I need to squeeze some of my water out. There we go. I do not know. Something on my desk is rattling when I move. I need to figure out what it is. It makes me crazy when I do these videos. Hopefully you guys can't hear it. I've not noticed it when I've re-listened to the video. All right. I like that. Blend some of this a little more. Okay. And then I did do some all right, and then I'm going to do like a brownish gray. Just give this a wash here. And then I'll put some more of the detail in here in just a minute. So I'm creating a lot of my shapes with the paint itself. And using the tracer more like inspiration, really. All right. And then I'm going to do some more, I'm going to pick up some of this darker green. While it's still wet, get some texture with some garden wall here. Okay. I like that better. All right. Let's see, what else do I want to do with the paint? I'm going to grab some gray and then put some of these details in. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the stone walls here. Just add some texture with the gray. So I'm just sort of lightly going back and forth horizontally with some lines. And then I want a little more depth right here. Here. I'll wipe my brush off and sort of blend that out. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to squeeze some water out, and I want to sort of blend all this real light so it sort of fades into the bottom. Okay, I like that. All right, let's see, what else do I want to do? I'm gonna grab like a little bit darker, some more like teal colors, just add. There we go. And I want some almost like moss on the stones. So I'm gonna go back to this lighter green, army green color. And then I'm just gonna tap it. Especially right along down at the bottom and up in the dark crease there. I like that. You can see I'm holding my brush straight up and down and just tapping. It sort of gives like a mossy look. Cute. Okay. A little more texture everywhere else. All right. Pretty happy with that, I think. All right, so now I'm going to do a little more of my inking. So I'm going to grab one of my pens. I think I moved everything, so yeah. All right. Microns. No, that's not the one I want. Those are both microns. Okay, so I've got my one here, my smallest. And I'm barely putting pressure because I want sort of like broken lines. So, and I'm gonna work with the fact that I'm shaking a little because I want them to be sort of jaggedy. So just barely touching. And then cross right here. Same thing, barely touching. And then I'm going to do some vertical. All right. Same thing over here. I'm going to tilt it. So I'm sort of working with the fact that I'm shaking a little bit and also shaking just a tiny bit to make it a little more broken. All right, like it. And then same thing over here, horizontal lines. And then some vertical. All right, that looks cool. And then my tree. And then I think I might do a little paint here. I feel like I need some on the oh my goodness, I can't think. The branches and stuff, the trunk. I feel like I need some brown. Okay. I'll do that at the end because I also have not done I realized I didn't do the path here. Sort of just scribble, barely pick up my pen. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my path and the tree. So I'm going to do the tree trunk first, pick up some brown. Okay, wipe my brush off. And then I'm going to, I'm going to do a really light brown wash. Okay, and then some darker brown stones. Maybe some different colors even, I think. So I'm going to jump around and fill some of these in. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a gray. Okay. Let's see. I think that's all I'm going to do for the paint part of this. And then as soon as this has dried, let's see, I don't want to ruin my micron. Alright, so I just picked up some of that water, so now I should be able to. And then I am going to not pick up my pen and sort of wrap around some of these colors. I like inking like this, where it's just sort of a continuous. I think it sort of fun and freeing. This is sort of hard for me to do, actually. I'm not very good at it. Letting go and just scribbling. It feels good as I do it, but I have trouble doing it. There we go. I like how that looks, though. That looks really cool. All right. I really like that. So now I'm going to use my sticker. Maybe. Making a mess. And I'm trying to decide which color I like best. Actually, I think I like this. The contrast of that better. Huh, it's funny. Okay, so this, I used to pick these up because I used to craft with them. This is actually a paint, like chip or whatever from Lowe's. And it's like a glittery one. I don't know if you can tell. It's like a teal. So if you don't have any fun papers, go to Lowe's or Home Depot and grab some of their paint chips. They're like fancy textures. Are really fun to craft with. And they're like cardstock almost, so they're sort of thick. All right, so I'm just eyeballing this where I want that, just to give it a cool border. And then I'm gonna grab a pair of my scissors and eyeball it from there. All right, so there is my border. And then I'm gonna grab my pop dots again like I did last time. Called Zots. I've had these. I don't know if I told you guys, but I used to scrapbook a bunch when I was younger, and I don't get rid of craft supplies. It's a problem. So I've had these for literal years. Probably, no joke, probably close to 20 years. I'm not joking, because that's about when I used to scrapbook. It was back in the day when it was really popular, and scrapbooking was like this big thing. And I'm sure, I mean, I sort of stopped doing it about the time I got married, and I've been married almost 20 years, so. All right. So there. I'm going to put it right at the bottom, almost like she's like walking in and there's like this whole dimension, so you can like screenshot her walking through the doors, and then there it is walking in there. I think that's sort of like a cool, and those pop dots just sort of lift it up off the page to give it a little more dimension. But I don't know, it's sort of a cool concept, right? We've got our inking and our color. I feel like that's fun. Just another way to use your stickers. By all means, you can do just the painting itself and stick with how we've been doing it, but I thought it would just be fun to sometimes showcase like different ways to do the Weekly Whimsies and use different materials, right? So, and those already come in your box. So I'm gonna put this, her walking right into the garden next to our little cute English squirrel. And look at that. And it fits right in there. And we get to showcase the cool sticker, unless you want to put it on your water bottle or something. So there it is. We're coming right along. I've got some of these already prepped for later. I like looking through it. This is such a neat way to like look through and see and try different techniques. I really do enjoy these parts. I hope you guys are loving the Weekly Whimsies too. I do have a fun time with them. All right, you guys, I look forward to seeing yours. Let me pull that back up. And have fun with it. Don't worry if you don't want to use the sticker, no big deal. I just thought it'd be a fun way to try something new. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.